Plato stands as one of the most influential philosophers in Western thought. His extensive body of work, largely composed in the form of dialogues, explores profound questions about reality, knowledge, justice, and the ideal society. Plato's theory of forms, also called theory of ideas, is one of the most fundamental concepts in his philosophy. It asserts that the material world we perceive through our senses is only a shadow or imperfect reflection of a higher, unchanging reality, the realm of forms. Plato's ideas are perhaps most vividly illustrated by the allegory of the cave. In this allegory, a group of people has been chained inside a dark cave since birth. These prisoners can see only the shadows of objects projected on the wall by a fire behind them, and they mistake these shadows for reality. Here, the cave symbolizes the world of sensory experience, where individuals are confined by ignorance and illusion. The process of liberation begins when one prisoner escapes the cave and is exposed to the sunlight, the ultimate source of truth and knowledge. Initially, the light is overwhelming and disorienting, symbolizing the difficulty of breaking free from long-held illusions. Gradually, as the freed prisoner acclimates to the light, he perceives the true forms of objects and realizes that the shadows on the wall were mere imitations of a far richer reality. This powerful metaphor illustrates the limitations of sensory knowledge and underscores the arduous journey toward intellectual enlightenment. Moreover, when the enlightened prisoner returns to the cave to share his newfound knowledge, he is met with ridicule and rejection, reflecting Plato's belief that most people resist philosophical wisdom, preferring comfortable illusions over challenging truths. In the Republic, Plato explains that the human soul is divided into three parts: reason, spirit, and desire. The rational part represents our ability to think logically and make wise decisions. The spirited part, often linked with our emotions and willpower, helps us stand up for what we believe is right. Finally, the appetitive part is responsible for our bodily desires and basic cravings. Plato argues that a just and harmonious life is achieved when reason rules over spirit and desire, keeping them in balance. This balance is mirrored in his ideal state, where the rulers, guided by reason, govern, the warriors, driven by spirit, protect, and the producers, motivated by desire, provide for the community. Plato believed that because our souls are eternal and have once resided in the realm of forms, we possess an inherent recollection of these perfect ideas. In dialogues such as the Meno, Socrates suggests that learning is not the acquisition of new information, but the process of recollection, anamnesis, of truths already imprinted on the soul. For instance, when we recognize beauty in art or nature, we are responding to the perfect form of beauty, even though the physical manifestation of beauty may be fleeting or imperfect. Our capacity to appreciate beauty indicates that our souls have access to something more profound and eternal. Similarly, our innate sense of right and wrong hints at the existence of perfect moral forms, such as justice, goodness, and virtue, that exist beyond the mutable physical world. This idea of innate standards challenges the notion that beauty and morality are merely subjective constructs. Rather, they reflect a deeper, metaphysical order that underlies all reality. In stark contrast to the eternal and unchanging realm of forms, the physical world is characterized by constant flux and imperfection. This recognition that the physical world is only a copy of the world of forms is central to Plato's epistemology. Knowledge derived from sensory experience is unreliable because the senses can deceive us. An object may appear differently under varying lighting conditions or from different perspectives. In contrast, knowledge of the forms, accessed through intellectual reasoning and philosophical contemplation, is stable and universal. Thus, the pursuit of true knowledge involves turning away from sensory experiences toward the unchanging truths of the realm of forms. In dialogues such as the Phaedo and the Republic, Plato discusses the process of transmigration, or reincarnation. The soul's journey is cyclic rather than linear. After departing from the body, it may be reborn into another physical form. This process of metempsychosis functions as both punishment and purification, enabling the soul to gradually shed the ignorance accumulated during its earthly existence and move closer to truth. A soul that lives in accordance with reason and virtue is more likely to ascend toward the realm of forms and ultimately escape the cycle of rebirth, while a soul mired in ignorance and vice remains trapped until it can recollect the eternal truths it once knew. This doctrine reinforces Plato's broader philosophical vision by explaining the human impulse toward truth and beauty and providing a moral framework in which the quality of one's life reflects the soul's progress toward enlightenment. Moreover, the concept of reincarnation introduces a long-term perspective on ethics and personal development. Every decision and act becomes significant in the cosmic journey of the soul, encouraging individuals to live virtuously not only for immediate benefit, but as part of an eternal quest for truth.